Shalom, this is your Ark. Yah is magnified, coming back with another informative video. I titled this video, Assumed Name, aka Trade Name Certificate. But before I tackle this subject, as always, I must state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth. Nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm doing this video because a lot of brothers been hitting me in my email asking me about the assumed name certificate. Okay, a lot of questions that I received was, do I have an assumed name certificate? Do I recommend them getting an assumed name certificate? And what state should they file their assumed name certificate in? Okay, so to answer the first question, do I have an assumed name certificate? Yes, I do have an assumed name certificate, and it's on the screen. Okay, to answer the second question is, uh, what state did I get the assumed name certificate in? I got this state, excuse me, I got the assumed name certificate in the state where I was receiving the mail at the time. Okay, and the third question is, do I recommend them getting the assumed name certificate? The answer to that question would be, at one point, I would say it was absolutely necessary to get an assumed name certificate to receive remedy. But knowing what I know now, you do not need one. So majority of the brothers that I work with, you know, today, within the last year or so, I haven't told them to receive or even apply for the assumed name certificate, because knowing what I know now, you do not need one of these to receive remedy. Okay, and it's just that simple. And and it's going around that a lot of people are teaching that you should all file your assumed name certificates in the state of Minnesota. Okay, you could file your assumed name certificate in the state of Minnesota if the state that you reside in is giving you a hard time to file your assumed name. Okay? But I recommend, if you was to do an assumed name, do it in the state where you're receiving the mail. So let me give an example. Let's say you live in New Jersey, but you have a New York P.O. box. So they send the mail to New York. Okay? You would register your assumed name in the state of New York. Why? Because that's the place they're sending the mail. But let's say you live in New Jersey and they're sending mail to your so-called residence in the state of New Jersey. Then you will have the assumed name registered in the state of New Jersey. Okay? That's if you guys want to get one. Even for the people I'm working with, if you guys want to get one, that's fine with me. Like I said, I have my own. But knowing what I know now, you don't need one to seek remedy. You can actually save money by not even applying for one. Okay? Like I tell you guys, you don't need any forms to go into these courts to seek remedy. Only thing you need is understanding of what's going on and proper affidavits and stuff to make sure you put everything on the record. That's it. That's all. You don't need justification of the state to say who you are or who you're not. Okay? Because like I told y'all before, the assumed name certificate is no different than the birth certificate. Okay? Let's zoom in. At the top, you can see it. It clearly states the state of Maryland, Department of Assessment and Taxation. So, who this document truly belongs to? The state of Maryland. The state of Maryland owns this document. It's their document. It's their certificate. They're allowing me the privileges to do business in the state of Maryland. They can always revoke that privilege at will. Okay? Why? Because I went to them to do so. Just like a driver license, you went to them, you apply for a license to drive. They can revoke that certification at any time. And suspend your license. Why? Because it's no different than any other privilege. So sometimes child supporters send you a letter stating that they're going to suspend your recreational licenses, your professional licenses, and your driver licenses for failure to pay child support. How can they do that? Because it's theirs. It's their property. They can do whatever they want to it. And when people understand that, instead of going to court saying who you are and who you're not and making all these claims in the court, you know, trying to prove yourself to them, when they're bringing you to court, they should be proving themselves to you. You see, that's the difference. You should know how to stand in court and understand what's going on. Okay, so let's read what mine state. Let's say I, Michael Higgs, Deputy Director of the Maryland Department of Assessment and Taxation, hereby certify that the attached document inscribed with the same authentication code is a true copy of the public record. Remember, I did a video saying public and private. What's the difference between the two? Okay, this is all public information. Anything dealing with the fiction or the straw is public information. Okay? I tell you guys, there's no need to go to court and argue back and forth, add on to the controversy in the public. Okay, someone is bringing controversy to the public, believing you out to be something. Okay, don't go in there making their assumptions true, and don't go in there arguing. Never go to these courts and say that you're not the name, because the moment you say that you're not the name, then they're going to say, well, it's the name having appeared, then we're going to put a warrant out for his arrest, or we're going to put a default judgment in. Okay? So that go out to everybody that goes to court and say, well, I'm not the name, I'm the authorized representative of the name. The judge will immediately say, well, since you stated that you're not the name, then we're going to put a failure to appear for the court. And that's it. They're going to either, if you're there for contempt, they're going to put a bench warrant out for your arrest, or if you're there for the first time to establish support, they will enter a default judgment and against you. Why? Because you clearly stated that you are not the name. And once you do that, you automatically lose standing in court. Automatically. Defaulted either way. Either defaulted in contempt or defaulted in paying support. Either way. Okay? And as you guys can see, I had this document since November 15th, 2016. So I had this document for 3 years now. I'm pretty sure, I had this document longer than majority of the people that's been telling y'all to file this stuff into the court. Okay? So again, I even filed this in my case when I was going through child support. And I thought this was the reason why the things happened the way it happened. Yes, it had some of what to do with it, but majority of what to do with it was what I filed with it and what I said when I was in the court and how I, maintain my innocence and stuff like that in court. Okay, remember, in court, you have a right to remain silent, man. Like they tell you. And what you say can and will be held against you in the court of law. So you want to say less as possible, but you do want to speak. Because if you don't speak, then silence is what? Tacit acquiescence, which means it's agreement. So by your silence alone, they can get you to agree, or the words you say, they can use it against you to get you to agree. So again, you must be crafty with the words that you say and know why you're there and stick to the topic on why you're there. You're not there to prove a point to the judge. No. You're not there to claim to be smarter than the judge. No. Any of that? No, you're not there for all of that. Okay? Someone's believing you out to be something, and it's on them to prove that, and that's what you're there for them to do. If they can't do that, there's no controversy. Because there's no controversy, there's nothing to talk about. Don't add on to the controversy to these courts, and you will be okay. That's it. That's all. In order for a court to have jurisdiction, they must first establish what? That there's a controversy. Courts are only there for what? Controversy. Remove the controversy, remove the jurisdiction, case will be dismissed. You just got to stand firm and know what you're talking about. Okay? Like I stated, there's no one quick fix to getting out of the situation. If you go to court and you mess up and you go in there and say that you're not the name, and then the judge defaults you, that's your fault. You have to go in there now and continue on with the fight. This is not an easy fight. You're not just going to go into court and expect them not to challenge you on everything that you're saying. Why? Because they want to hold you as their property. Okay? Which is the all caps name, which is body attachment, which belongs to them. Like everything belongs to them. So since it belongs to them, give it back to them. Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's. So since this belongs to the government, like my trade name certificate, right? The name is associated in the state of Maryland. So Maryland is what? Responsible for this name. How? Because it's their property. Okay? I'm just using it to do what? Business. It's just that simple. Just because you use something don't mean you own it. And don't mean you're responsible for it. Okay? It's like riding a metro bus. You get on the metro bus, you can ride it every day of your life back and forth to work. The moment that bus breaks down and you're on it, you're not responsible to pay for it to get it fixed. No. You only pay for the fees to ride back and forth on it. If the bus breaks down, you get off of it and get on another bus. It's the state responsibility to fix the bus, not yours. Same thing with your name, man. Understand what's really going on. See this truth. And then you'll see you don't need no forms or no documents to state the simple facts that I just stated in court. That's it. That's all. So that's all I'm going to do for today. I just want to do a quick video again on the assumed name. So let's go over it one more time before I leave. Do you need an assumed name certificate? No, you do not. Okay? If you were to do an assumed name certificate, do I suggest you getting it in the state of Minnesota or to get it in the state that you receive in the mail? I suggest if you were to do one, do it in the state that you're receiving the mail. Okay? And what was the third question? I can't even remember right now. Uh, I can't remember the third question, but I basically answered it. So just go back and watch it. So again, that's all I'm gonna do for today. If you all need my help, hit me up at my email at yahismagnified@gmail.com. Understand what's going on. Be willing to fight this good fight. Like I tell everyone, it's not an easy fight, but it's a fight worth fighting, especially when you get that remedy at the end of the tunnel. So with that being said, I say shalom.